northern Mobile County and areas in southern Washington County. Main concern right now is what's approaching Highway 45. So basically all of this line is the main concern here approaching 45 in northern Mobile County. So Russell, Gulf Crest, Citronelle, Lambert, down to Chunchula, all under tornado warnings here until 12:30 as we're getting closer and closer to the top of the hour. Let me very quickly take a look from our camera view here. Let me actually take our WKRG camera, which point this off towards the west, where occasionally we're going to start getting some lightning strikes here to illuminate the horizon. But again, there's not a whole lot to show you yet here. USA Health Providence Hospital. Let's go and move over to Providence. This is looking in the opposite direction, but we're seeing some very quick movement of the clouds. And the clouds are actually moving towards our camera, which means we have a bit of a southeasterly wind flow coming in, which again denotes strong levels of wind shear within this batch of thunderstorms moving through this environment. So there are your two tornado warnings. Good news here. If you are in George County, Mississippi, if you're in Greene County, Mississippi, at this point I'm ready to give you the all clear from tornadic thunderstorms. Still got some strong winds there sitting right on the Alabama, Mississippi state line there east of Lucedale. But once this big batch of storms moves through, your severe weather threat ends. So storms are now picking up forward momentum, picking up forward speed. In fact, it's been outpacing our models here. So again, the faster we get this through, the faster we get this out here. But again, as it's continuing to roll through North Mobile County now, it is producing tornadic supercells embedded within this line of thunderstorms. All right, new update just coming down here. And it looks like the northern part of this line may be starting to weaken here up towards Clark County and close to Monroe County. And you can see it here. The northern batch of this line has started to weaken. So still got some severe thunderstorm warning here for Clark County and Monroe County, but it looks like that warning will expire at the top of the hour, as it just appears that that part of the storm has really started to weaken. But it's the southern Washington part of the storm, and then of course northern and central Mobile counties that are right now seeing the bulk of the activity this evening. Right now, tornado warnings, again, still in effect for northern Mobile County until 12:30, and central Mobile County, including Wilmer, Sims, Georgetown, Lott, areas along Highway 45. If you're anywhere along Highway 45 west of 65, you are under a tornado warning in North Mobile County. Anywhere along 45. If you're anywhere on that 45 corridor, you need to get into your tornado safe place. Sturdy building is where you need to start moving to here as the storms are creeping in towards Highway 45. Look at the velocity signatures. Again, very difficult to track. There are multiple very small rotation signatures here embedded within the line. And I'm also continuing to keep my eyes on the debris tracker to see if we have any kind of signatures of possible tornado debris, like you'll see right there near Gulf Crest. Let me actually look at that signature. And right there, that may have been a brief little touchdown there west of Gulf Crest. What I'm looking at there is right in that area of spin. You'll note right about here in the rotational signature, right there, very small blip that popped up near Gulf Crest there. That may have been a brief touchdown as well. Very difficult to say. These come in one scan and are gone, so it's going to be very difficult to confirm tornado touchdowns here tonight on a very dark night, and with the kind of tornadoes that we're seeing, the kind of tornadic storms that we're seeing roll through. All right, it was about 5 minutes. We're going to reset here at the top of the hour. Very quickly, I know I haven't mentioned you folks in South Mobile County yet. If you have the weather radios or if you have our app, you had a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, but the strong thunderstorms coming out of Jackson County, at this point, they are still a little bit off to your west, so we'll have plenty of time to watch those. I want to go ahead and stick here with North Mobile County, where the bulk of the severe activity is ongoing here. Again, multiple areas of strong wind and at least 2 to 3 areas of rotation right on the leading edge of these storms. Here's one near Gulf Crest. This is what I mean. You see here, let me go ahead and stop this, get it back in. So you'll notice right on the leading edge of this line, you see this little notch that just kind of sticks out like that? That's the kind of signature that we're going to look for here tonight. It's not your traditional big hooking signature. It's this little area near Gulf Crest, something along that line that's going to be able to point out the areas of rotation. Here's another one here near Georgetown. This is going to be an area to watch as well, as it appears maybe the line is sort of ingesting this, and that's where we have areas of spin. And just as we say that, there's your signature as we're getting that big S shape here working through the Georgetown community. I would say this might be the strongest part of the storm now. North of Fairview, sitting over Georgetown. Over Lott Road, we have areas of very turbulent motion here, sitting over Lott Road, Mason Ferry Road, and Wilmer Georgetown Road. So multiple areas of very, very strong wind working on through, and that's approaching Lott Road. All of this area here, where you're seeing all this area of maroon and yellow and gold, all of that heading towards Lott Road, and that extends all the way south to all the way down to Moffett Road. So if you're on Lott Road, if you're in Millertown, make sure you are in your tornado safe spot at this point. I know we've been, I know there are some folks that have been trying to maybe reach out and give us some damage reports here this evening. Again, I know it's very dark, and it's at this point I would not recommend going outside to venture to try to find any kind of damage at this point. It's just too dark and a little bit too dangerous there for you folks to go out there and do that this evening. So make sure you just stay inside, stay hunkered down until we're able to give you folks the all clear. Okay, let's see. All right, so just looking at some newer information here. Do we have Sam Parker at all in the Weather Beast? There? Okay, let's go ahead and pull up Sam's shot if we can there in the News 5 Weather Beast, working his way back towards Mobile County now, as he's been working in Mississippi most of the day here. I know we're kind of coming back to you quickly, Sam, so thanks for bearing with us. I know you're busy trying to stay safe out there. About where are you located and what are your conditions like at this time?
Yeah, we're back out here in now Mobile County. We're still on Highway 98 at this current moment. We've now exited the front line, so things have definitely got a lot more calm, you know, rain-wise here. You can see on the top of my camera. So I'm looking off towards the north here. I'm going to point the camera up here. This is where I've been continuing to watch, as you said, those stronger notches in more northern portions of Mobile County. That's definitely where I'm definitely still seeing tons of that lightning. The stronger showers and thunderstorms definitely look to be off towards the north here. Haven't really seen too much, of course, you know, rotation visibly from the cloud cover, what I can visibly see through my camera. But now that we are out in front of these main lines of showers and thunderstorms, this definitely gives me a lot better visibility.
Yeah, exactly. So you're right in the path of these incoming thunderstorms now here, Sam. So, as it feels like just even ahead of the thunderstorms, the winds aren't all that strong. It's just once the storms get to you, you get a very quick uptick in the wind speeds there.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm still getting readings mainly coming out of the south as of this moment, now that I'm ahead of these showers and thunderstorms. But I know everything that I'm still seeing on my end with where the tornado warnings are, those definitely are good issues by the National Weather Service, where we are still tracking those notches. And I'm still trying to see if I can see any sort of visibility with the trees or any sort of power flashes at this moment. But right now I haven't seen any of that, which is good news.
Yeah, very good news there. Again, going to be very difficult to confirm tornado touchdowns here tonight. Meteorologist Sam Parker doing some good work out there with photojournalist Dan Kettinger in the Weather Beast. Make sure you guys stay safe out there tonight. All right, new tornado warning has just come out here for our viewing area. Now that tornado warning, we're going to wait for the new one to come down, and here it is. It's a very small warning. Let me get back into it. This is for the south side of Big Creek Lake. This includes areas near Tanner Williams. If you are in Tanner Williams, we are now under a tornado warning. This warning is in effect until 12:15. That circulation there has just tightened up over Tanner Williams. So this is a radar indicated tornado. That storm is moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. So what we're seeing, it's such a small signature, but it's this. See that little block of green right there? That's the tornado signature. It's sitting right over a Grand Bay Wilmer Road on the south side of Tanner Williams. I know I've got some Viewers, some friends out there in Tanner Williams, get into your tornado safe place right now, as this storm is going to move east and move right over Big Creek Lake or move right down Tanner Williams Road. So this is moving east, again, about 30 miles per hour. Let me make sure I got the speed correct on that storm. Again, it's moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. So it's this very small signature that's there near Tanner Williams, right there. So that's moving east at 30. Let's put a quick track on this brand new thunderstorm and track this east at 30. So there's your tornado, possible tornado, I should say, east at about 30 miles per hour. Here's a look at your time till arrival here. So this is going to move right over Mobile Regional Airport. This is going to be moving there in about 15 minutes from now. Baker High School getting right down towards Airport Boulevard. We're going to be swinging our cameras towards Airport Boulevard to track this storm here shortly. And then over towards Howells Ferry Heights, Ponderosa. After it gets past the airport, then this will continue to move through areas in West Mobile. I think this is, in a sense, going to meet up with Airport Boulevard down the road here if it continues due east, which it likely will. So West Mobile, areas along Schillinger and Airport. The airport, obviously down towards all the big stores there, the Lowe's, the areas near the Hobby Lobby, areas like that in West Mobile. You need to go ahead and start paying very close attention to this storm. It's a very small warning, but it's one that will bear watching here. So now, at last check, we have 3 active tornado warnings, which include about the entire northern half of Mobile County. This includes areas near Sims, areas now near on the south side of Big Creek Lake, and a couple of areas of very intense rotation here along Highway 45. If you are in Chunchula, you need to be in your safe place now. I think we have a small area here just on the south side of Chunchula approaching Highway 45 where we likely have that little notch, sort of a little appendage there. And that is where we have another area of rotation that's developed here south of Chunchula. So if you're in Chunchula, make sure you're in your tornado safe place. That storm is going to head towards Celeste. It's also going to head towards Creola in the next couple of minutes. Let me get the warning off of there just very quickly. There's your clearing of the warning. Let me get back into some street level tracking here. Storm would be located, and put the share rate back up there, right over Old Citronelle Highway, and moving east, it'll bypass Chunchula and stay south of Roberts Road. It's going to move over sparsely populated areas here near Kidd Road, and that's mostly just trees that's going to move over. Once it gets towards Ridge Road, we start to see the street grids populate a little more, and then I think the next area would be the small community of Celeste and areas north and south on Celeste Road. After it bypasses there, it's going to head towards Highway 43, towards Axis and Creola. Those will be the next communities down the road that will have to deal with this tornado-warned storm. Citronelle, we are now giving you the all clear. The tornado warning has been trimmed back a bit. You are now out of the danger zone for possible tornadoes there in Citronelle. Those storms are now moving off to the east, heading towards Mount Vernon and Berry Village, Salco, Axis, and Creola. And again, 2 more thunderstorms here, a new uptick here just north of Sims. I'm really watching for these little bursts of yellow along these within this product here. That's going to be the best time to kind of to point out whether or not we have new areas of spin developing. So you'll notice right about here, we're looking at a very strong gusty wind area, another one there near Lot, and those are going to be right where we're seeing our shear rate really populate. I'm going to just go ahead and stick with this product here through the rest of the evening as the storms move east. So we got a possible tornado here coming to, south along Highway Chunchula, sitting there near Highway 45 and moving towards Celeste. Farther south, the other area is now sitting right on Lot Road and McCrary Road. Lot and McCrary. And these are sitting over Sims Road. And these are moving off, this storm is moving off to the east. This will stay right over, that would be New Bern Road and Highway 158. So this is getting towards Highway 158, that part of the thunderstorm, which has started to spin up rapidly here near Lot Road. Again, very strong, and what we would classify now as very extreme wind shear. You'll notice it here when we toggle. That is what we'd call extreme wind shear. A lot of turbulent motion there near Lot Road as the storms are continuing to move off to the east. All right. North of Sims, we have a tornado debris signature. Small debris signature here north of with this storm. In fact, let's see if we can spot it here, and it's right there. There's a tornado on the ground. It is just north of Sims. It's right on McCrary Road. That would be it. This would be near Lot. Right now, it's moving past McCrary Road. It's sitting right over Lot. It's difficult to show here, but let me go back in time. Right there. It was a very small blip there. You see it drop to yellow right there over McCrary Road. That may have been a brief touchdown here as it's moving off now east, heading towards Highway 158. So that is another brief, possible quick little touchdown here that's moving its way through Mobile County. And as it moves through, let me go ahead and see the new signature. I mean, we're seeing it right here. Another one of these little appendages that I just talked about coming off of the big line of thunderstorms is moving through Lot, Indian Hills. That storm there, where we have a possible tornado now, is moving towards Cushla. New storm track coming in on this. This is moving at 35 miles per hour. It's sitting over Lot and moving over and sitting over Sims now. And so let's put a new track here on this part of the thunderstorm. It's moving at around 30 to 35 miles per hour. New time till arrival here. This storm is going to head its way towards Indian Springs in 5 minutes. This will get to Cushla in 8 minutes from now. Again, possible brief touchdown has just occurred with this storm. The storm will move towards Ashley Oaks and College Woods, should get there in about 12 minutes. Once we get beyond those communities, it gets to 8 Mile, also in about 12 minutes. And then Shelton Beach Estates, moving through North Mobile, and from there it'll approach Saraland. We have a storm here. This is approaching Saraland. Now, possible brief tornadic activity expected with this thunderstorm moving towards Saraland over the next couple of minutes. We're also watching additional areas of spin. That area that prompted a tornado warning here on the south side of Big Creek Lake, it appears that that has now weakened just a bit and is moving east away from Tanner Williams. That's going to be heading to the east towards Petaluma. That would be Snow Road moving north and south. So this is all of West Mobile, folks. Howells Ferry Road, Scenic Hills, Glen Acres. It's going to move east along Tanner Williams and approach Howells Ferry. This will get towards Orchard, Alpine Hills, Overlook Estates. And there's Howells Ferry Road, there's Tanner Williams Road, and there's Airport Boulevard there at the bottom of the screen. There's Mobile Regional Airport. So this possible area of spin would be located somewhere now just south of Big Creek Lake and moving off to the east. Looking at the velocity signatures, it's going to be very difficult to pick this out because we're so close to the radar site now at Mobile Regional Airport. In the meantime, again, 2 additional areas of spin. Let's go and look here. We've got some new information coming in on both of these thunderstorms here. All right, 70 mile per hour wind severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued for Mobile County. This is a considerable damage threat now working to the east, 70 mile per hour winds and working their way. This would include Atmore, Frisco City. This includes Calvert, Mount Vernon, Uri, Excel, areas near I-65, Movico, and areas near Porch Creek Reservation. Along the Porch Creek Reservation, that thunderstorm to the north, let me zoom out and show you what we just mentioned here because I don't want to discount the severe thunderstorm threat here. This new severe thunderstorm warning, which includes western Escambia, areas near Atmore, includes northern portions of Baldwin County. We now have 70 mile per hour wind gusts, straight line winds associated with that part of the thunderstorm. Those are inbound towards south Monroe County, so Jackson, Alabama included in this, Frisco City, areas along the Alabama River, and a lot of those communities in extreme northern Baldwin County. This will be north of Interstate 65, Montgomery Hill, Latham, Blacksher, Little River, and you can see back towards Jack Springs, and then you get onto the Porch Creek Reservation as well. That is where we now have a threat of 70 mile per hour winds and possibly a brief tornado as well. Let's get back down to the thunderstorms here that have prompted multiple tornado warnings. All right, we've got a very nasty signature here near Indian Hills. We're going to stay on this storm now. We've got a likely, I would say, likely tornado here coming through areas north of Indian Springs. and Kushla. If you are in Kushla, you need to be into your tornado safe place right now. It is imperative that you are there because that storm has shown a very ominous signature here over the last couple minutes. All right, new tornado warning will be coming out. It's going to include downtown Mobile. Downtown Mobile, you're about to get placed under a tornado warning. The middle warning, so this large warning is going to include downtown Mobile. It's going to include Saraland, Chickasaw, and Pritchard. It's going to include all of Highway 43 and Interstate 65. And you'll see the new red box pop up here shortly as these storms are moving off to the east. So this is a new tornado warning coming out. This includes downtown Mobile, Crichton, Pritchard. This includes Tolmanville. This includes Chickasaw. Areas near Saraland and Satsuma will be included in this as well. There's your new warning. It also includes all of West Mobile. This includes areas along Hillcrest and Airport Boulevard. This includes the Berkeley community, the Pinehurst neighborhoods. This includes includes all of the University of South Alabama as well as these storms are moving in. So those storms are now moving off to the east. Let me get a new forward track here. Now we have got a new warning issued on this storm. These are all radar indicated tornadoes and the storms are moving off to the east. Now maybe slowing down just a little bit here at 25 miles per hour. So something else we're going to start doing here shortly is we're going to start swinging some of our cameras around here. I want to go ahead and get Sam Parker ready to go here so that we can go through and switch some of our cameras here. So this is moving at 25 miles per hour. Some lot of communities here. That's just the next 10 minutes. I'm going to readjust this track here just to put in some of the larger communities that will be impacted here. So you'll note a lot of these communities going away. So there we go. Hancock Whitney Stadium, Mobile Regional Airport in the next 12 to 17 minutes. Providence Hospital, 18 minutes from now. Possible tornadoes coming in. Azalea City Golf Course, the University of South Alabama in about 20 minutes. Satsuma, storm should be there in about 20 minutes. And getting towards Medal of Honor Park in 21 minutes. So this is all of West Mobile under a tornado warning. Meteorologist Sam Parker is in the trying to stay ahead of the current thunderstorms that have prompted the tornado warnings here. Let's see if we can go ahead and pull up Sam's shot and get him out there. So Sam, I know we just came back to you just a few minutes ago. What's the latest that you're seeing with these storms in Mobile County?
Yeah, Ed, we're still out here. We were driving on 158. Now we're got off and we're going to be heading north on 45, but also maybe debating about turning around and going back down south because I'm looking at some of those signatures and they're also looking pretty impressive. Like you said, I mean, just that main entire line. We'll go outside and take a look here where we are currently driving north on Highway 45 at this current moment because I'm watching that little notch that was getting up towards Chinchula, as you said. That's currently got my eye at this moment, but we're still ahead of that stronger line of showers and thunderstorms at the current moment.
Okay, and so in terms of if you're ahead of it, so what are the wind speeds looking like right now where you're located? I know you've been kind of keeping a very close eye on any of the changing wind directions. Have you noticed anything, any big changes with the wind where you're located?
No, currently where we were at, and we were kind of hanging out there just for a little bit, we had wind speeds still coming out of the south around 20 to 15 miles per hour.
Wow, very, very intense.
And that was ahead of that stronger line.
And then the winds just pick up so quickly there as the storms roll in. All right, Sam, stay safe out there. Let's get back to the graphics here because I'm now going to take a look at some of our cameras here. I want to get a vantage point from several locations. So what I've done here, this is our camera high atop. Our Hancock Whitney camera from the University of South Alabama. This is on Hancock Whitney Stadium, and we've got this pointed in the general direction of where these thunderstorms are coming in here tonight. So we'll keep our eyes on this camera. I've also switched over to our Providence Hospital camera. So low cloud bases here. Here's Airport Boulevard. So we're going to be watching as those storms start to work their way in about 15 minutes here. We should start seeing conditions really start to deteriorate here. Make sure if we're in the control room, we're able to see some of the cameras in there. Make sure you're keeping our eyes on those cameras as well. And finally, let's look from our studios here. This is our UJ Chevrolet camera. Again, another very good camera that we'll be watching here closely as the storms move on through. All right, let's get back into all of the thunderstorms here. So in case you're just watching, it's just now 12:16, so we've made it now to your Thursday morning, and we are continuing with our live coverage here tonight of a significant batch of severe thunderstorms. We've got a storm west of Mobile Regional Airport now, and we may actually, unfortunately, folks at the Weather Service, they may have to take cover here at the airport. We have a very ominous signature here that's working its way towards the airport. Let me get back into it, and it's very difficult to see, but it would be right about here where this would be located, and possible area of spin that's working its way towards Mobile Regional Airport now. And so they may have to break away from coverage here and make sure that they are staying safe as well. We'll see if we get another update on that. If you are in Kushla, a possible area of brief spin there working its way over Highway 45 right now. This is right at 45, and it looks like Highway 158. So that storm is moving east towards Kaliaka Road, towards Shell Street, and that takes us to Interstate 65, where a tornado warning is in effect. Spanish Trace, College Woods, and that strong storm is moving right into Saraland. If you're in Saraland, Little Pines, you need to start moving into your tornado safe place at this time, as we have a very strong signature here just off to the west, and it's continuing to move off to the east at about 25 miles per hour, where it looks like maybe that storm just jogged to the south there, so you might miss the worst of this storm in Saraland. Let's go back up Highway 43. If you're near Axis, Lemoyne, Berry Village, we're also noting small areas of rotation here developing along the leading edge of this line of thunderstorms. Make sure you are in your tornado safe place anywhere along Highway 43 in northern Mobile County. So Chestang, Berry Village, as we mentioned, Lemoyne, Axis, areas down towards Sand Landing. I know this is mostly industrial park here, but there are been some scattered homes here. Make sure you are in your safe place. There's Creola, also under a tornado warning here. Satsuma, Pennsylvania, Little Pines, and Saraland. If you are anywhere there along Highway 43 or 13 tonight and along that intersection near 65, get into your tornado safe place, center portion of your home, and away from windows. You want to put as many walls as between you and the outside as you can. If you're watching us on your mobile device, on your phone, make sure you take that with you, and I will give you an all clear once we deem that the tornado threat has passed. If you are watching us on a television, turn your television up, get to your safe place so you can hear us, and again, I will give you an all clear once we deem that the tornado threat has passed. All right, back down to College Woods. Strongest storm appears to be this one here, south of Kushla, along 45. Keeping our eyes on any possible flashes of a debris signature, not seeing that at this point, which is very good news. And looking there, again, we get this little appendage, this little hook. There is a very well-formed area of spin sitting right on 45 and Highway 158, and that's going to track towards Interstate 65, towards Saraland. In fact, you know, you folks in Saraland, I need to go ahead and give you a new time till arrival here as it's getting really close to you now. Let's go ahead and push this east towards Saraland. So this gets us to about 30 miles per hour. Storm should get to Satsuma in 13 minutes, and then that should also put this near Saraland as well in 9 minutes. Sam Parker, I believe, is on this thunderstorm now. Sam, what are you seeing out there? Are you seeing any kind of significant uptick in the winds? Because this would be where you're located here with the News 5 Weather Beast. What are you seeing out there, Sam?
Yeah, that's exactly what you were saying is the big uptick in the winds. Yeah, we just had a pretty big, strong gust of winds here. We parked here under this gas station really briefly, but as of right now, yeah, you can see the winds whipping off the top of the camera. I'm going to just do a small pan over. Like I said, we're parked here at this gas station just real quickly, but the winds were fairly strong for the moment. You were saying we were watching that hook, but it's definitely kind of moved on past us now at this current moment.
Okay, yeah, I think you're doing the right thing. Make sure you stay, guys there, stay in the beast. If you notice anything else, significant here, just yell into the control room. We'll get back to you shortly here. Just got an update there. The folks at the National Weather Service office at the Mobile Regional Airport, they have now moved and taken cover as they've got a strong thunderstorm moving in now. So that now the folks at the National Weather Service office in Tallahassee have started to take over their coverage for now until their threat passes. So there's a very well-defined circulation just to the west of the airport. So give me a second here. This is USA Health Providence Hospital, our all-in credit union camera. We're going to be jumping back and forth between our cameras to see if we can potentially spot something here tonight. I'm seeing some very, very low cloud bases associated with this. We have a lot of sort of infrastructure on Providence Hospital that we're going to have to look through to kind of see this. And so you'll get a lot of flashes of light here, but I'm seeing a very well-defined shelf cloud right there. You see that light area of light gray? That is a very well-defined shelf cloud that's working over West Mobile. There is a small circulation there near the airport, and that would be in the general vicinity of where this storm be located here. So again, the folks at the airport have now taken cover, and we are going to be getting our warnings now, at least temporarily, from the folks at the National Weather Service office. We're going to go ahead and stay on this shot here for a couple of minutes here. Again, if you folks are in eastern Mobile County, anywhere along Highway 45, anywhere along near Cushla, if you are in Saraland, you need to get into your tornado safe place at this point as these storms are working on through. Let me do a quick glimpse there from from our camera at south. There it is too, big shelf cloud. You can actually certainly see it there as it's working on through. All right, let's take I just want to get back to make sure we're not forgetting any folks here. Saraland, big area of rotation is now working its way along Interstate 65 and pushing towards Saraland here. Now it's working through Little Pines and it's approaching Satsuma. So if you are in Saraland, anywhere along Celeste Road, Shelton Beach Road, high winds coming in, possible tornadoes as well as everything's continuing to move through Satsuma. Once it gets past Highway 43, this starts to move over the Mobile River Delta. We'll be able to get this thing and at least calm down. We'll be able to breathe a little bit here for folks there along Highway 43. Also, we're getting some strong winds all the way down to Ashley Oaks, so still down towards Highway 45, the community of Whistler in North Mobile. This takes us up to the intersection of 165 and I-65, and there's St. Stephen's Road near Ashley Oaks and Highway 45 and 213. That's where we have a possible area of rotation here. That's heading towards Chickasaw, and I would say even for you folks in Pritchard as well, I would say go ahead and move into your safe place now and stay there until we give you an all clear. We're just getting a lot of these little brief, small areas of rotation that are popping up very quickly on us here. Now back into West Mobile. We're going to be very hard pressed to actually find an area of rotation here, but there is an area of spin that's approaching Mobile Regional Airport and should bypass the airport shortly. Let me look here from our cameras again. I'm keeping a very close eye on that Providence Hospital camera here. That's a look at it. All right, there's looks maybe a small little lowering here on the left side of our camera. Let me go and adjust the view here. Maybe on the south side here, we're getting, this is definitely going to bring in some extremely strong wind here as it blasts on through. So strong wind, a lot of turbulent motion, a lot of scud clouds, it appears here. Approaching this. Maybe it appears that maybe the rotation is sort of relaxed just a little bit. This might just be a straight line wind issue, at least as this moves over West Mobile, but we've got a very good vantage point here. So all the lights there at the bottom of the screen, disregard all of the, sort of look through all the infrastructure here on top of the hospital and just try to get away from those flashing lights there. But the street grids down there, that's Airport Boulevard. And of course that goes all the way out to West Mobile. And that is where the Weather Service would be located, where they have this area of spin apparently moving over the airport now in West Mobile. Let's go and hang on to this view. You think you're also seeing something there from Bel Air, potentially? Okay. I want to, well, let me look very quickly from looking from our studio there. All right, there's Airport Boulevard there on the west side. So this is looking from our studios. It's our UJ Chevrolet camera. Going to be a little bit more difficult to control this camera, but it's going to be. We're going to try to shift this camera off to the south here just a little bit, if we can. And let's see if we can try to get it to stop there. So you see that those are the shops at Bel Air. Fortunately, this camera's going to get away from me here as it moves south, but we'll continue to try to make some adjustments to that camera here in the next couple of minutes to try to see if we can get a better view there from our studios, because this will also be coming in closer to our studios over the next couple of minutes. Let me get back to Providence as the storms are coming in right now here to Providence. We're going to get some very, very strong gusty wind here in the next couple of minutes. And as that pushes on through, it's going to produce a very quick gust of wind on the order of 60 to 70 miles per hour. And again, a brief tornado cannot be ruled out here in the next couple of minutes as the storms continue to move off to the east. Let me go and stick with our Providence camera here and kind of take a quick little gander left and right to make sure we're not seeing anything that looks too suspicious here coming down Airport Boulevard. Okay, looks like we're having a little bit of problem to connect. Oh, there we go. So we've got a connection to the camera now. All right, so again, this is on top of Providence Hospital. Low clouds now moving over West Mobile. It appears to be a big shelf cloud right now. I cannot spot any kind of view of this possible tornado there. It doesn't appear like it's there. But a lot of heavy rain about to come into USA Health Providence. All right, so we're going to keep this view here for now. Let me go back to storm tracking here for at least for a short period of time. All right, let's go back to where we have ongoing severe thunderstorms here. Again, near Saraland, Satsuma, Creola, now moving into North Baldwin County as well. It appears maybe we have a slight weakening in this line of thunderstorms as it's now working into Baldwin County. I'm not going to say that we're done with the tornado threat at all. Nowhere even close.